Hello everyone, this is Justin Joseph from ProjectCoe.com, here to bring you guys our latest video review for Metroid Prime 3 Corruption on the Nintendo Wii. Metroid Prime 3 actually ends the Prime trilogy that saw its start on the GameCube, which has pretty much followed the series' trademark heroine Samus Aran, who has been doing pretty much whatever it takes to find the source of the poisonous experimental substance known as Phazon, all the while battling trademark villains and exploring a number of vast planets. The actual formula itself is sort of comparable to a hybrid of the original Metroid Prime and the DS game Metroid Prime Hunters in terms of how the actual adventure itself pans out. But what I actually want to focus on the most here is what Retro Studios touted as the most important feature of this game since they actually announced it, and that's actually the first-person driven gameplay with the shooter mechanics and whatnot. Because obviously, ever since the Wii was launched in November of 2006, a lot of people have been disappointed by the lack of titles that were meant to truly revolutionize the genre with the technology that everybody now should know about with the Wii Remote and the Nunchuck. I mean, we saw games like Red Steel, Call of Duty 3, Medal of Honor Vanguard, but none of those games really truly capitalized on what the actual controllers were capable of doing to really bring the genre to life on the system. But thankfully, Retro was actually able to really pull off a magical experience on the Wii, and it's to date easily the second best controlled first-person game on the system, if I do say so myself. The controls are very fluid. It just feels very natural to aim Samus's arm cannon as you traverse planet to planet, corridor to corridor, what have you. It's a lot of fun. The responsiveness is definitely there, and even though the speed may not necessarily be as fast as a game like Medal of Honor Heroes 2. It's really the quality of what matters, and even though it's not as quick, it still fits the game very well, and it doesn't really impede you having an enjoyment of your time or whatever. So that's obviously important, and it's a good thing that it turned out that way. So anybody that has been doubting that can rest assured that it's in no way a bad formula. Retro Studios definitely put out a winner here. In terms of visuals, Metroid Prime 3 actually happened to be the first wholly impressive game on the Wii in terms of the overall graphical presentation. It definitely runs in 480p and 16:9 widescreen, but what's most impressive is actually the bloom lighting and the artistic direction that the developers took with this game. The environments are just very colorful, very vibrant. There's excellent environmental design. The enemies that you face are incredibly varied. It's just a very impressive piece of software on the Wii, and even though there were games that have definitely outdone it, at least to this point, it's still definitely comparable to them in some light. So if you're a graphic junkie, there's really no reason to be disappointed with how this game turned out. In terms of the audio, Metroid Prime 3 is pretty much your standard Metroid fare. There's music in it that'll really bring a feeling of nostalgia out of you, because there's remixed themes that will easily compare to such songs that came from like Super Metroid with like the Norfair theme and whatnot. And there's also new material that really helped to spice up the high octane action very well, and just helps to bring the whole experience to life even more. And speaking of bringing to life, that also coincides with the voice work. Metroid Prime 3 is actually the first game in the series to feature such dialogue and voice over, and it's actually very well done. It really helps to bring a humanistic aspect to the game. I mean, Samus herself does not talk, which is absolutely fine, because Link and Mario never do as well. But everyone else around her pretty much has something to say, and it's really relevant, and it sounds convincing, and it's just really cool to hear. Along with the music and the really suitable sound effects, it's just a very good job on Retro Studios' part, and they should be proud of what they were actually able to accomplish with this. In terms of longevity, it's about a 12 to 20 hour campaign. It just depends on how much you're going after, because there's a lot of unlockable content that you can go after. There's an exploration factor where you can find all your missile expansions and upgrades and whatnot, and there's you're only going to go as far as you actually want to, so it really just depends from person to person. But there definitely is at least incentive to play through at least more than once, and especially with the friend voucher system. I mean, it's sort of a lame attempt at having an online component, because you have to actually send these things to your friends so that they can unlock pretty much everything that's available in the game. But it's something to help extend the value, and along with the actual adventure itself, it's really not that bad. So there's something here for anyone to enjoy, whether you like first-person controlled games or not. But it's just a really fun game, and anyone that enjoys Metroid or first-person controlled games as a whole will have a lot to look forward to here if they haven't had the chance to yet. So with that in mind, Metroid Prime 3 Corruption received a 9.4 from COE, which results in a gold medal for it, so congratulations to Retro for that. So with that in mind, hope that you enjoyed what I had to say about this game, and if you have yet to experience it, by all means go out and pick it up, because this is a gem that you certainly don't want to miss.